So I've been making music for well over 10 years, 15 years even now that I think about it. And there are a few things I wish I knew when I started this journey of a music career. So I'm just gonna share 5 things I wish I knew when I started my music career. Number 1, no one is gonna come save me or save you. The music career is a difficult one because there's a lot of information you kind of need to know in order to progress. And when I started off, I always thought maybe if I get a record label or a publisher or an investor, then I'll be able to have this music career. But the truth is, no one is going to come save you. You have to put in the work, show up when you don't want to show up, and even when it does not feel like you're inspired to make music, unfortunately, if you want to make it, you have to make music irrespective of how you are feeling. That moves me on to point 2, that if this is what I want to do, I have to treat it as if it's a business and not a hobby. If I'm truly treating my music career as a business, that means I need to know how the money is going to get in the system and how the money is going to go out of the system. That generally means in terms of business that some product or service is being given and you get money in. Now this depends on the type of music career you want to pursue. So if you're a music educator, then you do services. But if you want to be an artist, then you have to have a product, which is typically your music, songs, albums, etc. So at least if I'm running this operation as a business, then I need to know how many songs I'm making per year, per month, how frequent am I going to make it, and what is the supply chain. So this basically means where am I getting beats from, who is processing these beats, where am I recording, and etc. You have to establish this well and know how you're going to achieve making this product that you want to keep on giving to your audience. So make sure you treat your music career as if it's a business. Now, if you're treating it as a business, you have to understand the fundamentals and understand music publishing. Unfortunately, it's difficult to understand without putting in time and effort to learn the background. Now, music publishing is fundamental in the income side of things. This is how you're going to make money. So you have to understand that. Speaking of, if you're still struggling with understanding music publishing in South Africa in particular, then I have a mini course that will come in handy. I'll leave it in the description and I'll put a comment so you can get this mini course. Number 4, when I first started off, I used to see Dr. Dre and his big studio and all this gear, and I'm like, I need to get to that point. But the truth is, number 4, you only need a computer and some kind of stable internet connection and a few software. But if you've got your computer, you can more or less make music. There are a lot of options to learn how to make music, but if you've got a computer and you've got a mouse, you can effectively make music that goes into TV or makes it into radio. When I moved from where I was studying, I only had my computer and I had headphones. Luckily, I also had a keyboard, but with that setup, I was able to get music into TV and to get into radio. So what you really need is to focus on perfecting your craft on whatever computer system you're working on. To tackle the internet side of things, when I was a student, I didn't have internet, so I'd have to spend time at the computer labs where there was almost unlimited internet and access to almost anything, so I could upload beats, etc. So if you're not a student or don't have access to this kind of thing, I highly suggest that you find a coffee shop. Coffee shops generally give you free internet. And number 5, last but not least, social media matters, but what's most important is the networking. So you don't necessarily need social media to network, and that's why I'm saying networking rather, because with email you can do just as well by reaching out to the people you want to reach out to. Now, a lot of the time, myself included, when I'm on social media, I tend to forget that it's a social platform. So that means I have to be giving information or talking to people and responding to comments and commenting myself. I tend to forget this aspect because I don't enjoy being on social media, generally speaking. But the issue I find with myself too is there's this tendency to scroll on social media instead of using it as a tool to network and market, or to use the social aspects just to keep tabs on people that you find interesting. What I did before I got into TV and film, I followed a few of the publishers that I thought maybe my music would work with them, and I kind of commented on things that I found interesting on theirs, liked accordingly, just so that when or if they ever see my name in their email, they'll be like, oh yeah, you that person from Instagram, for example. So don't forget, social media matters, but what's more important is the networking aspect of social media, and generally speaking, you should be networking. Don't forget, I have that mini course titled Understanding Music Publishing, and you can get it from our website, and I'll leave it in the description below. Let me know which one of these 5 tips you found useful in the comments.